guys. So today I am outside filming because it feels pretty nice outside. It's just cold enough to wear a jacket. I wanted to tell you guys about the trip to Florida for spring break because that was really fun. Me, my boyfriend, his roommate, the roommate's girlfriend, the girlfriend's friend, and her boyfriend. We all went to Florida. We went to Largo, which is a little bit away from Tampa, Florida. We went up the day that spring break officially started. I think it was like I don't know. But we went up there. We went up to Chicago to catch a plane. Well, first, we took the Amtrak up to Chicago, then took the Metrolink to Aurora to meet up with my boyfriend's parents, because that's who we were staying the night with. And it was really cool meeting them. Like, we've been dating almost 6 months and I haven't met them before that time, and I was like, oh geez. But it's cool. I like them and they like me, and yeah. So we spent the night, and then they drove us to O'Hare. The next day, I think we got on the plane around 7 p.m. and it was a 2.5-hour flight from Chicago to Tampa. And whenever we got to the airport in Tampa, the roommate's girlfriend's cousin picked us up. The roommate's girlfriend and her friend were the ones that really planned this, and they just invited the boyfriends and me and my boyfriend, so that was cool. Anyway, the girlfriend's cousin, that was an interesting time. Well, we had 6 people to pick up from the airport, so I was like, okay, maybe she has a minivan or something. Well, she did have a minivan, but it only sat 7 people, and since it was the cousin's birthday, she needed her boyfriend to be with us and her friend, because she was enjoying her birthday. So there were 9 people in a 7-seat thing. So all of us couples, the boyfriends sat on the bottom and we sat on their laps. And we were cramped in a van for like 20 minutes. Actually longer than 20 minutes. And then we went adventuring. We went to Ybor, which is not really sure how to explain it, but it's a downtown part of Tampa, and I was anxious and tired from all the traveling and then meeting his parents and everything like that, and then being in Florida just like my body and my brain trying to process all of that. I was already anxious, and being stuffed in a car and sitting on each other's laps and being squished together for a long time made it worse with anxiety. And then whenever we got to Ybor, they had a lot of people, and there was a lot of loud music, and all the bars down there were 21 plus, so like I couldn't even get in because I'm 19. And everyone else was 21 or older, so a lot of the people were like, yeah, let's go to the bars, and I was like, and my boyfriend was like, no, we don't want to risk you getting caught for getting into a bar underage, okay? Okay. Let's not get arrested in Florida. So me and him just walked around, and I was holding his hand all of the time because there were so many people, and it was a ghetto looking place, even though, like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. We saw lots of drag queens walking around in high heels, and they wore them way better than I ever could. Their makeup was also way better than I ever could do on my own makeup. There were a lot of boys that were like, hey, you're pretty nice looking. Come over and sit with me. And I'm like, no. So, and then there were some creepy old guys, and then there was a lot of potheads, and every store that we went into down there sold bongs. And one of the stores we went into was really ghetto looking. There was barely anything in there except bongs, some ice cream, and just a few souvenirs. So I bought some things there anyway, and then we just found a place and sat down and waited for the rest of the group to get done. One thing that was really surprising while we were just walking down the street, there was a guy who had his own little cart, and he was doing alcohol mist in a balloon. So you could inhale the alcohol out of a balloon. Yeah. So then after we got done at Ybor, we drove back to the place we were staying at, and we went to bed. Well, after everyone was like, hey, no, let's stay up and let's do shots, and I was like, I just want to sleep. So I went to sleep. Anyway, we were down there for 6 days, and 3 of the days we went to the beaches. One day we went to the boardwalk at John's Pass, and 2 of the days we went to the beach on John's Pass. The other day at the beach we went to Clearwater, And it was beautiful. Like, all of it was beautiful. It was just a lot of people and a lot of seagulls. And there's a video that I took down there right after this happened, but a seagull stole my sandwich on the beach right out of my hands. And I'm uploading that one as well. So if you wanna see me be like, ah. Sadly, it's not of the seagull actually taking the sandwich out of my hands, because, you know, I didn't know it was gonna happen. But it was my reaction and me telling the story of it. I got a little sunburnt. The water was alright. It was my first time actually being in the ocean. I had been to the ocean in Galveston, Texas, but I hadn't ever stepped in the ocean. So my first experience in the Gulf of Mexico, because we were on the west side of Florida, I stepped in, got up to about chest height in water, and then a big wave came and I tasted salt water. And I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna stay here. And then waves kept trying to push me back to shore because they were so strong, and it was like, I don't know what to do. And it was a good time. It really was. We went back and forth between the place we were staying and the beach, or a restaurant or stuff like that. We got a lot of alcohol. Like, they bought a lot from the liquor store, and I tried a little bit, but I didn't get drunk or anything. Just tried a little bit in the place we were staying, because it was not a public place, so I couldn't get anyone arrested, so that was good. But yeah, it was really cool. I got to try steak for the first time. We went to a really fancy restaurant on the last night we were there, and it was really expensive, but it was so good. I had half a pound of steak with a scoop of thick loaded baked potato, like mashed potatoes, and a bowl of edamame in the pod with sea salt on them and Parmesan cheese grated over it. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Again, it was a little bit cold at night because it is March, and it was nighttime and humid down there, so, and windy. So all things combined makes for kind of a chilly goosebump night, even though it's in the 50s. Anyway, whenever we weren't out and running around, we were usually at the place we were staying, and we just sat around, ate, drank, played games, took pictures, stuff like that. We took Ubers whenever we were down there. I had never been in an Uber before. It's not very popular around the place I live at right now, and also I don't really have a use for an Uber since I have a car. But anyway, after we were done there, we went to the airport, and then we flew back up to O'Hare, and our plane arrived 25 minutes early, so that was cool. But our suitcases and everything like that, we were waiting at the baggage claim for an hour, just waiting for our stuff to get there. Like, I still don't know why it took so long. So my boyfriend's parents, they were like, okay, yeah, we'll pick you up in like 25 minutes, it'll be fine. And then whenever the plane landed, they were there. And you can't really park unless you're getting someone from the little sidewalk pickup area. So they just kept driving around in a circle for an hour. And then we went back to their house, went to bed, woke up. His dad made some biscuits and gravy, and that was really good. Then we just hung out and watched TV. We had a carbonara pasta for lunch/dinner, and that was really good. It was homemade too. It was just a really good time. I'm trying to think of all the stuff we did. After we decided, okay, it's time to go back to Southern Illinois, we got his parents to take us to the Union train station, and we caught the Amtrak back down to Southern Illinois, and it was the midnight, like, overnight train, so there weren't an extreme amount of people on there, but there were still quite a few. Not as many as whenever we took the Amtrak up there, because that was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so many people were high. You could smell it on them. The Amtrak on the way back was going to Louisiana, and it had the normal floor and then a top floor. So there were 2 floors of seating, and that blew my mind. Like, oh, while we were in Chicago waiting to catch the train, I got to see the Sears Tower. This was on St. Patrick's Day. We stood out by the river and looked around, and I just was like, because everything is so big. Like, the tallest building we have around here is 17-story. So, and Sears Tower is a lot bigger than that. After we got off the Amtrak, my mom came and picked us up, took us back to his house, and we fell asleep. And then the next day we had work. But it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I even enjoyed the sunburn. It was nice. We got back here and it was in the 50s, but it was of course colder because, you know, southern Illinois is a little bit north. And at night it would get down to about 30, so it's a little chilly. But we stayed in most of the time after we got back. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. Bye, guys!